Karamo sokolo wato minimi tameto di kalanina samay tameto di tabe kurubembe yen samba kolonina Simo sokolo wato minimi yen samba kolonina taronga fili tameto di tabe kurubembe yen samba kolonina Simo sokolo wato midibo me samba kolonin taronga filita betoni dake kugelke ya samba kolonina so de mutele kama tu kono ay bara la bila o jamba kala doni tele kala mali de mutele kala doni tele kala don so de mutele kama tu kono ay bara la bila o Sado de bonoto jijini galbo karuma gala fado sokoni girma gala faga kramonga je sangine ma pinifira he sado de bonoto jijini galbo Sado di bonoto jijini kalo kalo gala faga mogo di grima gala faga nekanya do di ma mula mini kongon be ma fri grota mana moso di grola kamon ganya da bile ma fira gorola son inútiles. Llama tu color para la vila boca del Quillamba. Llama tu color para la vila boca del Quillamba. Llama tu color ahí para la vila del Quillamba. Llama tu color para la vila boca del Quillamba. Llama tu color ahí para la vila boca del Quillamba.
De pronto yo vi, cerquita de allí, había una culebra mirando pa' mí. Yo grité. La gente está diciendo que ahorita se va, de pronto va a empezar todito a gritar. Oye José, oye José. Y vamos pa' la molienda, y vamos pa' la molienda. De pronto yo vi cerquita de allí, había una culebra mirando pa' mí. Yo grité, ay la culebra. Yo grité, ay la culebra. La gente está diciendo que ahorita se va, de pronto va a empezar todito a gritar. Oye José, oye José. Ya me voy de la molienda, ya me voy de la molienda.
Aluma yarabi lorna, so asiluma yarabi nasiya solo. Alute yarabi lo, en conshaluma yarabi nasiya solo. Yarabi kele dololeri, yarabi kele banaleri. Banamina dogotoro mafirabala. Adunya rabi kelema. Banamina medicine furabala. Adunya Bife Mariala, Yarabi ni Mariala le, ni Mariala, Yanamo ni Mariala le, Kanyana malo gelemane, Funyana malo gelemane, Ife, Yarabi Ife, Ife, Eliana mo Ife, Tanana malo ya.
Voy a vivir a la luna, ya tomé mis decisiones. Voy a vivir a la luna, ya tomé mis decisiones. Solo volveré a la tierra cuando me den vacaciones. Solo volveré a la tierra cuando me den vacaciones. Quiero que todo esté fresco, allí no quiero calor. Quiero que todo esté fresco, allí no quiero calor.
Okay, you're not going to adjust it.
I don't know why.
If you need to adjust it, let us know. Squeeze the handle, and the rod goes up and down.
I bit.
Anisako, 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 Camila Balla. Mila Balla, Mila Balla, Mila Balla. Anisako,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2011 7th anniversary of the Jazz Poetry Concert. Thank you so much for coming out tonight, ladies and gentlemen. In case you can't tell, we're not on Samsonia Way due to rain. We've moved you all in the new Hazlitt, so thank you for finding it, being able to park over here and get here for a fantastic lineup of events that we're having tonight. It's going to be quite a show for you. I'll be your host this evening. My name's Dr. Heather Pinson. I am an assistant professor of communication and media arts at Robert Morris University. And thank you, Mom. And I also am an author on jazz and on race theory and philosophy. So very honored to be here tonight. And the irony of being here was that I'm usually a volunteer for this. Last year, I volunteered for this as many years as I can remember. But last year, my designated role was backstage lady and trash woman. So I would literally go around backstage and usher the musicians on and off stage, the poets when you have to go, cue and help with all of the backstage. And one of our many, many volunteers that we have tonight. And the irony of life is that here I am before you tonight. So good things can happen if you wait for just a little while for them to happen. I'm also here tonight as a neighbor. I'm a Northside resident, very proud Northside resident, and we all thank you. And just so we can see for the folks around us, can you please just raise your hand if you live on the North Side, so we know who you are. We're also tomorrow we're having our Mexican War Streets house tour, and we're also very proud of our Northside residents. So it's a fantastic place to be. We love the North Side. We love the North Side mainly because of events like tonight, City of Asylum, Mattress Factory, and most importantly, we love the North Side for its diversity. Tonight is a fabulous concert for you. We have poets from all over the world. We have a very talented set of musicians that come and play with us regularly, like Oliver Lake. You can follow the events of the program if you have it in front of you. Let me take you through the rundown. There's going to be 4 sections. First, there's going to be a short reading of prose by our City of Asylum Pittsburgh writers in residence. Then there's going to be a musical set by Tar Baby, the band, and Oliver Lake. Following that is a collaboration between musicians and the poets themselves. And finally is the second set of jazz by Tar Baby and Oliver Lake. This time it's a shorter set, around 20 minutes to finish off the evening. And before we go on, I think I would like to introduce our 2 co-founders for City of Asylum, which is Henry Reese and Diane Samuels. They're dear friends of mine. They are the reason why you're here to present an award tonight, Henry Reese.
Unfortunately, I think Diane is managing rerouting people coming over here from Samsonia Way. So I will represent us as a couple. City of Asylum provides a safe place for writers, readers, and neighbors. The literary arts, and I hope we discover this evening, can serve as a way for us to create a safer home for all of us and a bridge among people that spans great and genuine differences. The City of Asylum is part of an international movement of similar cities around the world, but we're the only grassroots city in the world. All others are supported by governments or academic institutions. So us in the room tonight, we represent what this really should fundamentally be. And implicit in that mission as a community-based organization is a deep distinguishing belief that individuals can make a difference and that we must act responsibly to make that difference happen. And I hope when we all leave here, we understand that through the power of what we're going to hear tonight, we can make a difference. Adele Fournier and Richard Thomas, who are residents of the North Side, are exemplars of what City of Asylum stands for. If you look in the program, you'll see more information about them, and we're going to be giving them an award that we prize, which is called the Preserving Endangered Voices Award. For 10 years, they've opened up their hearts and their homes to City of Asylum Pittsburgh and to writers around the world, doing tasks from small and the bothersome to the more important, and with the same patience, equanimity, and grace. Tomorrow we're going to have an event that's also in the program called I Don't Know What I'd Do If I Couldn't Speak My Mind. We have everybody from kids in elementary and a little older to well-published authors who read and speak their mind. And the invention of this event was Adele Fournier's last year. It ran for 5 hours with people reading and had probably 1,000 people there. She understands what we do with serious fun, and she perfectly captures the spirit of what we do and the purpose that we do it. So Adele and Richard, if you could come up here, we'd like to present you with an award. City of Asylum, Pittsburgh presents the Preserving Endangered Voices Award to Adele Fournier and Richard Thomas, September 10th, 2011. Your generosity and imagination have made the North Side a welcoming home for creative expression. And on it is a poem by Wang Zhang, our first writer in residence. It was a limited edition called Listening to Mountains from Behind Iron Bars, and it's signed by the poet and the maker of the design. Thank you very much again.
Thank you, Henry. We're so glad to have you guys here tonight. What a fantastic lineup of events. It's really makes us, it's a proud feeling to know not only that you're here, but you're here with the support of all these talent that's going to be on the stage behind me. So feel free to stretch, get up, stretch around if you need to. We're not that conformist here. However, what do you need to do? Just don't block the aisles. Make yourself comfortable. If you've noticed that there's also going to be envelopes in your program, tonight is a free concert, friends. So that's why your envelopes is there in case you want to make a donation to City of Asylum to help other artists in residence and to help us rescuing other poets across the world. This is your chance to do so. So that's the envelope for you. You can mail in the envelopes directly. Any amount would be greatly appreciated. Of course, you can also hand it to the registration table out in the front on your way out as well. And one final request, your cell phones. Oh yeah, make sure they're turned off. I know this when I teach them in class as well. Yeah, go ahead.
I also want to thank a few more people.
Good.
But before I thank them, we're going to do something that I don't think I told Heather we were going to do, which is we're going to let people in periodically so that we don't interrupt the actual performance. So maybe we could let a few people in now while I talk, because that's not interrupting. Could you open the doors and let a few people in? And also, Dave, could you turn on the sound in the lobby? Thanks. I want to thank Heather for doing this as a neighbor to Sampsonia Way. It represents, again, the spirit of that community that we were talking about and everybody pitching in. You'll see she's a big contributor to what we're going to do this evening. I also want to thank Laura Mustio, our assistant. She's out in the lobby now. without her, this would not be happening. She's been just sweating this one beyond comprehension. I want to apologize for this kind of periodic interruption. Also want to apologize for the interruption. The New Hazlet was kind enough to let us use the facility, but there's a bit of a stage set for the next play. I don't know, maybe it's the Ionescos, the chairs, I don't know. It was already there. And finally, if you're living on the north side, there's a meeting here on Monday night. City of Asylum is going to be presenting its new literary center proposal, and we'd like you to be there to vote in support of it. And with that, I'll give you back your microphone.
You're fine. No problem. Cell phones, make sure you have them turned off or at least on vibrate. If you're in my class, some of my students, if your cell phone rings, I answer it. I'll walk right up to the student, poor soul, and grab it from him. And then I will say, hello, you've reached Greg's secretary. He's not in. Can you leave a message for? Oh, this is his mother? Uh-huh. Can you tell us something embarrassing about Greg? He was in the bathtub with his sister Wynn. And of course, Greg is like falling in his chair. And his cell phone never rings again. So, as a courtesy for all of us, your cell phone's off. That goes for texting, too. I know. In our modern day and age, yes, we love to text. But tonight, especially, is paying homage to our poets, authors, musicians up here on stage. It's a world of books for tonight. So, no texting. And without further ado, we're going to get our show started. City of Asylum, here in Pittsburgh, provides sanctuary to writers in exile under threat of persecution. Several of the houses on Sampsonia Way are occupied by writers in the City of Asylum program. You can tell they're houses because they're the houses that have artwork on the facades. We love, though, the Northside residents call it Poetry Row, in a term of affection for them. The houses are a lot. We're starting off this evening with Israel Centeno from Venezuela, who is currently a City of Asylum exiled writer in residence on Sampsonia Way. He's an author of poetry, short stories, and 10 novels, and is regarded as one of the most important Venezuelan literary figures in the past 50 years. He's won numerous awards, including the Federico Garcia Lorca Award in Spain, and the title of the piece from which he'll be reading tonight is taken from the famous poem by Lorca. Israel has only been in Pittsburgh since late June, so for my North Side residents, I hope you'll see him as he's walking along our streets. And we would like to welcome tonight now our new neighbor, Israel Centeno. You need another stand? Let's see if we can get you another stand. Yeah? Hang on. Yeah, you need here. Can you see? Green Hair Dreaming in the Bitter Sea by Israel Centeno. I've spent most of my life running away. When I was living with Abelardo, I took on his clandestine ways. People have origins. They have roots. I don't remember being from anywhere in particular. I have a patchwork of memories.
Retazos el hogar de mis abuelos, pero fui de un pueblo en Portuguesa. Estuve en Maturín o pasé algunos meses entre pescadores de Santa Fe de Mochima. Podría decir que soy de Caracas. I could say that I am from Caracas.
I could say that I'm from Caracas. Try to picture myself in one of its neighborhoods. I remember my youth.
Recuerdo mi infancia en una calle angosta en la cual nos hacíamos espacios para armar caimaneras y creer que jugábamos béisbol. En ella pasaba horas viendo el paso de la sombra, nacía en la pared este del pasaje y terminaba en la pared oeste. Todo un mundo, El sol iba de una casa a otra calle. En cualquier momento, una figura se pararía en la bocacalle y lanzaría un silbido desde la avenida. Me levantaría del rellano frente a la puerta de la casa de mis abuelos. Correría sus brazos. Mi padre apenas se detendría para pasar sus manos por mi cabeza, decir cosas que no recuerdo, prometer un fin de semana en una casa en la playa, hablar de una colección nueva de carritos de hierro. Sonreía, era una sonrisa lejana, el bolero. Que suena desde la consola de su auto, un auto grande como una casa, lleno de luz, confortable, lo más cercano a una estúpida película de hombres mediocres en un pueblo modelo en el cercano oeste de los Estados Unidos. What I can say is that I belong to fly.
What I can say is that I belong to flight. Belonging to flight means ceasing to belong to a country, a city, or a town. I talked about these things with Abelardo, who always had a moment to reflect. Flight is a condition, he said. Later, I wondered how one inhabits a condition. How do you move through its streets, establish customs or affections?
Abelardo decía que quienes habitan en un barrio o en una urbanización lo hacen en condición de habitantes. Es una condición, pero yo no lograba darle forma a sus conclusiones. No era lo mismo ser de una ciudad o de un barrio por pertenencia que habitar la huida y la clandestinidad por condición.
That's why I've occupied all the possible emotions, why I've become a parasitic weed, why I've inhabited the necessary cities and neighborhoods, why I've become a fugitive. It's a condition. I subscribe to a life plan that isn't possible without my own death. Is there any more Christian notion than that? If I stop and dwell on these things, I get depressed. And I can't afford myself that luxury now that I'm embarking on a strange sort of escape, fleeing from another flight. Impossible, I thought. No one escapes the ineffable. I've never felt the open air, never felt so exposed.
Debía
I should
llegar
go
a algo.
somewhere.
O sí, un tipo que sobre una moto se detiene y se pone a hablar con ella, se fuma uno, 2 cigarrillos. Lourdes disfruta de la charla como una quinceañera. Tiene todo el tiempo del mundo por delante, no encaja. Ella le pregunta, ¿qué haces? Él responde, soy el doctor. Pero ya no será más el doctor. Ha terminado su rural, ha cumplido con el mundo que cierra la casa y cierra para retirarse a las sombras. Ella desespera, pide otro cigarrillo, piensa que puede someter al hombre y quitarle su...
She's desperate, asks for another cigarette, thinking that maybe there's a way to overtake this man, steal his Vespa, and take off with it. Get even further away, but where? The guy says he lives nearby, in a little fishing town on Shrimpers Row, with some other girls. They have things in common, you know, it's a community. They live in this big house in a little fishing town, and his name is Humberto. She can come. He recognizes her and knows that she would sign any document that would get her out of this world. No questions asked, because we're way past everything. Who are you? She asked.
I could say I am from Caracas.
This would be a good time to let any other ushers, if you want to open the doors and let some folks come on in. If you see any seats, especially in the middle row, that are open, please make sure to let other people know. Our next poet this evening is Ket Marr. Before Ket Marr, she's also a writer in residence in the City of Asylum program here in Pittsburgh. She's a journalist, novelist, short story writer, poet, and essayist from Burma. She came to Pittsburgh with her husband and 2 sons in 2009. Since coming to Pittsburgh, Ket Mar has written a journal that compares her life here to her life and memories of Burma. You can find many of these in City of Asylum's web magazine, which is our address is samsoniaway.org. Ket Mar and her husband Tante, he himself who's a visual artist, has created a mural on the outside of 320 Samsonia Way. And it shows the joining of Pittsburgh on the front and Burma on the side, joined together through rivers. Ket Mar is one of the exiled writers in City of Asylum program. She continues to try to publish some of her writings in Burma, but the only way for her to publish is to use metaphors and allegories that go under the radar of the censors. When asked about this piece she's about to read for us tonight, Ket explained that she was thinking not only about life in general, but also about the new generation in Burma and Burmese politics. Ket explains some of the metaphors behind her essay in which she compares the Burmese regime with winter and the activists with trees. She says, quote, "The winter strips the trees and the Burmese government tries to paralyze the activists," she said. Her hope and message is that every activist must be patient and brave to stand up for what they believe in. She firmly believes that this is the only way to ensure a new spring. With another metaphor, Ket has asked the next generation to store their courage in this tough winter of Burmese politics. She reminds them that even if they do bloom, there will always be tough times in life that can kill their flowers and complicate their future. Tonight, let's welcome author Ket Mar.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming. Spring, which brought warmth and happiness through its radiant sunlight and lively atmosphere, is over again. When it was here, spring brought me the strength to forget the lingering melancholy of winter. With its landscape of milk-white snows and lonely dried branches. As soon as the spring came, the almost black and white views of winter became bright and full of color. The sky was tranquil blue, the ground was covered with green grasses, and various colorful birds appeared on the trees. The birds that broke through the bark of the dry branches, persisting through the lingering cold, were no doubt small and delicate. Of course, before this, the flowering plants were preparing to blossom as soon as spring came. Through the awful winter cold, the dry branches, wrapped in thick layers of snow, quietly resisted, knowing that the winter could not last forever. After all, the snows cannot be stubborn against the coming of spring's warmth. They were thawed and soaked into the ground, where the water was swallowed by the roots, refreshing the plants that have made it through winter, decorating them with plenty of flowers. The spring knows no chronism. It also visited my garden and brought the plants I raised to blossom. But everything is continuously changing in nature, and my flowers were no exception. The petals were prey to squirrels, and the bats were packed by the birds. Last year's fall also came to my garden as the premonition of winter, warning that one day my flowers would no longer exist. It stripped their leaves to the ground with its invisible hand. The winter gradually approached. Then snowflakes and chill came to kill my plants. Though the flowers and petals were helpless and had fallen easily, They never failed to store their energy inside their bony branches, struggling against the winter's brutal chill. In spring, on the day they are met with radiant sunlight once again, the invisible strength held in those bare branches will trigger the blossoming of pleasant flowers. Though the harsh winter chill and snowflakes can deprive the world of flowers, they can do nothing to the strength deep inside the flower's bones. ကျမတို့တွေလည်းຫນွေဦးတစ်ဖန်ရောက်လာခြင်းကိုမျှော်၍ရာသီချမ်းဆောင်းများကိုဖျက်ဆီးနေကြရသည်ပင်အနှောက်အယှက်အမျိုးမျိုးကြောင့်ပျက်စီးသွားရသောပန်းတွေနေရာမှာအစားထိုးဖို့ပန်းပင်အသစ်တွေစိုက်နေကြရသည်ပင်အပျက်အစီးကိုစိတ်ပြက်ပြီးထပ်မပြိုးလျင်ပန်းလှလှတွေကိုကြည့်၍ကြည်နူးရသောအရာသာဆုံးရှုံးရမှာကျမတို့ပဲဖြစ်သည်ဆောင်းကိုကြောက်၍လက်ပန်းကျနေလျင်ຫນွေဦးကိုမကြိုနိုင်မှာကျမတို့ပဲဖြစ်သည် Like the flowers, we have to struggle against winter's chill and look for the coming spring. If the cold kills the strength hidden in our branches, we will lose our flowers and have no chance to welcome spring. If, in our helplessness, we do nothing to increase our strength and hope, if we do not pass this thing on to the next generation, not only will we lose the promise of spring, but the flowers we lose will be ourselves. Of course, a flowery spring cannot be brought by prayers alone. We are raising new plants to replace the damaged ones, but we must have patience. We must be courageous. We must stand up for what we believe in and experience the struggle for life. As long as we control our strength and souls in our bodies during the tougher seasons of our lives, our winter will not be permanent and our spring will blossom with beautiful flowers. Thank you so much.
Our next musician may need very little introduction. His name is Oliver Lake. I teach him in my class. He's pretty much high up there in terms of caliber of being one of the great jazz musicians of our age. Without Oliver Lake, there would also be no jazz poetry. Each year he comes and he helps us invent the concept, and each year he's here to perform on Samsonia Way tonight, New Hazlitt Theater, with different groups of musicians. In addition to being a talented musician, Oliver is also a painter and a poet. And I just heard, we were talking backstage right before the opening of the show, and he told me that he just had a release of a new book of poems this year, 2011, and the new book is called If I Knew This by Oliver Lake. He's a poet, and he's going to read one of his poems with us tonight. If you look to 324 Samsonia Way, on Samsonia, Oliver Lake also has a house. He's our newest member of Poetry Row, and he has a house publication. And if you get a chance to ask Oliver what the storyline of his house is, he'd be happy to tell you what it's about. It's also really cool because you go and if you ring the doorbell, then on the inside of the house we'll have his original compositions playing. So it's a trigger mechanism that will have music to play on the inside, not the outside. So now instead of coming just once a year, we'll have Oliver Lake here 365 days a year on Samsonia Way. Oliver Lake's commitment to City of Asylum in Pittsburgh has been deep and consistent, as is our commitment to him. Oliver's also a wonderful poet who speaks passionately and intelligently and critically about everyday life. And as you know, as you've come to the jazz poetry before, He's a fantastic spokesperson, musician, composer, talented individual. Ladies and gentlemen, Oliver Lake.
Thank you. Bop Poem 2010. The invention and use of BOPs were instrumental in the ending of oil gushers, which were dangerous and costly, dangerous and costly, dangerous and costly. Bop is a jazz thing. Charlie Parker Bird played it to perfection, but now bop is short for blowout preventer. Not as smooth as Charlie Parker and Miles, but slippery like them though. BOP, not giving any life, just taking it away. Bop as in it didn't prevent, not nearly the blowout of Dizzy or Bird, but a different kind of blowout, like blow out all life forms up and down the coastline, the blowout of livelihoods, all safety blown out. We want bebop back in the place of BP bop, the preventer that didn't prevent. Hey Bird, I love the way you ended that phrase. Hey oil spill, we have no idea when BP will end your phase. Bebop, the music, gives life. A blowout preventer, BOP, is a large valve that can seal off an oil or natural gas well being worked on. Maybe. Question mark, exclamation point. Bop is a style of jazz characterized by fast tempo, instrumental virtuosity, and improvisation based on a combination of harmonic structure and melody, giving inspiration and much, much more. Play that note again, Bird. And right now I'd like to introduce the band called Tar Baby, Mr. Orrin Evans on piano. Mr. Eric Rivas on the bass. Mr. Nasheed Waits on the drums. Tar Baby. Orrin Evans, Nasheed Waits, Eric Rivas. Lauren Evans. Now She Waits. That was written by Eric Rivas. Called Oh. Thank you. My name is Oliver Lake. Now we'd like to start the collaboration with the poets. Now we'd like to start the collaboration with the poets.
The ground beneath our feet. My father, the digger, could have told you a thing or two about the unsolidity of solid ground. The tunnels of pipe and cable, the sunken graveyards, the layered uncertainty of the past, the gaps in the earth through which our history seeps and is at once lost and retained in metamorphosed form, the underworlds at which we dare not guess. We find ground on which to make our stand. In India, that place obsessed by place, belonging to your place, knowing your place, we are mostly given that territory. And that's that, no arguments, get on with it. But Ormus and Veena and I, we couldn't accept that. We came loose. Among the great struggles of man, good, evil, reason, unreason, etc., there is also this mighty conflict between the fantasy of home and the fantasy of away, the dream of roots and the mirage of the journey. And if you are Ormus Kama, if you are Veena Apsara, whose songs could cross all frontiers, even the frontiers of people's hearts, then perhaps you believed all ground could be skipped over, all frontiers would crumble before the sorcery of the tune. Off you'd go, off your turf, beyond family and clan and nation and race, flying untouchably over the minefields of taboo until you stood at last at the last gateway, the most forbidden of all doors, where your blood sings in your ears. Don't even think about it. And you think about it. You cross that final frontier, and perhaps, we'll see how the tale works out. You have finally gone too far and are destroyed. At the frontier of the skin, They made a song about it, as they did about everything. You remember it. You remember the nasal elongation of his phrasing, and above and behind him, the high purity of her words. You remember his words, her words. If you remember the music, the words are impossible to forget. At the frontier of the skin, no dogs patrol. That was it. At the frontier of the skin, where I end and you begin, where I cross from sin to sin, abandon hope and enter in and lose my soul. At the frontier of the skin, no guards patrol. Yeah, but there was a second verse. At the frontier of the skin, mad dogs patrol. At the frontier of the skin, where they kill to keep you in, where you must not slip your skin or change your role. You can't pass out, I can't pass in. You must end as you begin or lose your soul. At the frontier of the skin, armed guards patrol. Veena Apsara, the beautiful, the dead. Her very name, too good for this world. Veena, the Indian lyre. Apsara, from Apsaras, a swan-like water nymph. In Western terms, a naiad, not a dryad. For a long while, I believed that in every generation there are a few souls, call them lucky or cursed, who are simply born not belonging, who come into the world semi-detached, if you like, without strong affiliation to family or location or nation or race. That there may even be millions, billions of such souls, as many non-belongers as belongers, perhaps. That in some, the phenomenon may be as natural a manifestation of human nature as its opposite, but one that has been mostly frustrated throughout human history by lack of opportunity. And not only by that, for those who value stability, who fear transience, uncertainty, change, have erected a powerful system of stigmas and taboos against rootlessness, that disruptive antisocial force, so that we mostly conform. We pretend to be motivated by loyalties and solidarities we do not really feel. We hide our secret identities beneath the false skins of those identities which bear the belonger's seal of approval. But the truth leaks out in our dreams. Alone in our beds, because we are all alone at night, even if we do not sleep by ourselves. We soar, we fly, we flee. And in the waking dreams our societies permit, in our myths, our arts, our songs, we celebrate the non-belongers, the different ones, the outlaws, the freaks. What we forbid ourselves, we pay good money to watch in a playhouse or movie theater, or to read about between the secret covers of a book. Our libraries, our palaces of entertainment tell the truth. Disorientation is loss of the East. Ask any navigator, the East is what you sail by. Lose the East, and you lose your bearings, your certainties, your knowledge of what is and what may be, perhaps even your life. Where was that star you followed to that manger? That's right. The East orients. That's the official version. The language says so, and you should never argue with the language. But let's just suppose. What if the whole deal, orientation, knowing where you are, and so on, what if it's all a scam? What if all of it, home, kinship, the whole enchilada, is just the biggest, most truly global and centuries oldest piece of brainwashing. Suppose that it's only when you dare to let go that your real life begins. When you're whirling free of the mothership, when you cut your ropes, slip your chain, step off the map, go absent without leave, scram, vamoose, whatever, suppose that it's then and only then that you're actually free to act, to lead the life nobody tells you how to live or when or why, in which nobody orders you to go forth and die for them or for God, or comes to get you because you broke one of the rules, or because you're one of those people who are, for reasons which unfortunately you can't be given, simply not allowed. Suppose you've got to go through the feeling of being lost into the chaos and beyond. You've got to accept the loneliness, the wild panic of losing your moorings, the vertiginous terror of the horizon spinning round and round like the edge of a coin tossed in the air. You won't do it. Most of you won't do it. The world's head laundry is pretty good at washing brains. Don't jump off that cliff, don't walk through that door, don't step into that waterfall, don't take that chance, don't step across that line, don't ruffle my sensitivities, I'm warning you now, don't make me mad, you're doing it, you're making me mad. But just imagine you did it. You stepped off the edge of the earth, or through the fatal waterfall, and there it was, the magic valley at the end of the universe. The blessed kingdom of the air. Great music everywhere. You breathe the music in and out. It's your element now. It feels better than belonging in your lungs. But just imagine you did it. You stepped off the edge of the earth, or through the fatal waterfall, and there it was, the magic valley at the end of the universe, the blessed kingdom of the air. Great music everywhere. You breathe the music in and out. It's your element now. It feels better than belonging in your lungs.
Молчание дерева поет, лес занялся огнем. Я с ним запеть не мог от слез, ни речием своим. Я, как партняшка братьев Гримм, к его стволу прирос. А чтобы ветер не унес, утюг держал в руке. Казалось, память тяжелей литого чугуна, но память слепок, мерка, вещь, а ты уже не тот. Огонь и ветер взял сполна, что было всех милей. Песок и пепел дал взамен. Так дерево поет. Россия, мамаша слепая, твой ямщик, я в тебе замерзаю. В белоглазых озерах замерзшая рыба горит. Лес в снега с головою зашит. В чесучевом горле Орфея чаще песни, где гласных трясина бурлит. Флорентийский бродяга, пастушонок Давид, подавились бы ею. Отпусти ты меня по красивым полям, проводи в Зангран лето. Я вернусь, я найду тебя, буду ходить по дворам, буду в окна стучать. Русь, Мисюсь, где ты? Тарантинос дремы и дримы. Остывающий обруч Иерусалима чуть пульсирует. Тусклая чешуя освещает безжалостные взгляды. Надсменка, дитя Востока. Он рванется, бурля Сатурновой киноварью в раструбах стока, пока она выпускает в него 1, 2, 3, 4 заряда. Змей сдохнет, но в сумерках первого света залеют его обновленные звенья. О, дракон синема, я вдыхаю твои испарения. Тени тел слиты с твоих потемневших экранов для инъекций, прямо в сердечный мускул. Узнаешь? Этот город змеиный — твой брат. Палец Люмьера подрагивает на спуске, поджидая ночную армию тараканов. Холодно животному сердцу, зябко. 8 июня. Люди прячутся под тентами на глухих балконах. Жарко. Как это она, такая грозная и тихая, эта любовь, оказалась короткой, стянулась мгновенно, лопнувшая резинка от трусов или чего там. О, его трусы я знаю прекрасно. Зеленые, белые с синим, серые в яблоках, голубые. Господи, помоги не думать об этих деталях. Они остывают. Уже остыли. За горизонтом того моста, где все устроено неспроста, трава, дай мне силу травы, и я скажу себе, я иду на «вы». Пора, я скажу себе, разве это не так? Вот и ветер подхватит листьев потраченный флаг. Встань, я скажу себе, отчайся, и если хочешь, умри. Только, пожалуйста, не молчи теперь, говори. Это новое, это будет новая жизнь там, за мостом, через мост. Мы не вернемся больше сюда, и обещаю, трава, никогда. Ни.
Pick me up. Can you all hear me? Yes. Good. Pick me up for Palestine who defies geography. Smiles freeze, drop off the faces of strangers who try their pickup lines of sleaze on trains through France, who see a redhead made up in tight clothes, showing off curves, international woman all throughout, and they inevitably ask, where are you from? And I watch always the eyes widen in dismay, sometimes in respect, often in pity, always a controversy, always an opinion. I'm with you, no, I'm with them, and you don't exist. They should have never existed, but you're so pretty, said with surprise, like I'm supposed to be ugly, and how strange, your accent is all perfect and you don't look funny. And by funny, they mean draped in black mourning and veils and wailing murder and disease and misery. And when some official wants to know who this uncle is and how come you live alone, aren't you Arab, young woman? Why are you traveling so far from home? And where were you born? And what passport do you hold? And how come your accent's all fucked up? Because, Mr. Official Man, with too much time on your hands, I have languages for every occasion. Different words in different situations to the rescue. I play every right card at every given chance to make sure I get by, to make sure one gets the best in this racist test of endurance. You say you are from here, but born there, and you don't know where your uncle is, and you haven't met all your 33 cousins, and there is a grandparent who never saw you. You do not speak the same language as your sister-in-law, nor do you run into people with the same family name. Your home might have been bulldozed flat by powers that be, that you know cannot be, should not be, and yet they are here, and they will to stay here, they think, eternally. And you grieve daily. You grieve, and you did not hold your father's hand when your mother died, and you did not go to the funeral of the only grandmother you ever knew or loved. You may not make it to the wedding of your favorite cousin. You cannot tell if they will grant you that visa for that scholarship you deserve and need. And over the telephone, your life is lived. Emails become your heirlooms of jewels. Pictures are what you make do with night after morning of absence, and you grieve and you grieve and you wish you held your father's heart when your mother died, but he was not there. And what do you say when he cries at the news, when he is helpless? These children on TV, in newspapers, request us on borders in Iraq, Beirut, in Amman, in Ramallah, in Jenin, left to rot in the putrid air of war and warfare and powers universal that cannot care how to wash away childhoods spent witnessing massacres of bloody bodies strewn about here and there. And your mother, she tried all that she could dare to give you innocence. But the persistence of memory is such that the war-torn ancestry of the limbs are always there. And what does it feel like, you say? Well, you wake up every day and you pray. Visas and passports didn't take precedence over that need in your center for that family reunion, and you spend lifetimes in lands distant astray. Your rights are given to you by governments alien and democracies you cared not for. Not an olive tree to heal you in the vicinity, and yet you are thankful, grateful, jubilant even, that your kids are accounted for, asleep in their bedrooms with their crayons and dolls, and so you stay year after year in exile. You stay, you grind your teeth at night and take your blood pressure medication and weep into the phone and weep into letters that are the only way. And so you, stranger on a train, who thinks I'm sexy, who thinks I'm an American in my Levi's jeans and blue tie-dye t-shirt and purple lipstick and my Walkman in the 90s blasting the Prodigy, for teenagers are the same everywhere. This is where I'm from, and you who think I'm young and filled with mystery and exotic lands of an alluring sense of oriental tragedy, this is it. Do not see your children for years. If you knew where they were to begin with, do not bear the news for another day. Do not whisper a word when you need to scream out what they have made of you and whom you've become, and how it is to be questioned at every turn about the political activities of your uncle whom you've never met, who ran a pastry shop. And you will forget that a family is a normal unit of harmony, and American people just get on planes. And marriages are joyous occasions, not reasons to feel panic and feel robbed of your rights. Count not the tears that are wasted in nights when you cannot tell why you should hold on to your name. And know that this is what it's like to not have an answer. This is what it's like to not have an answer to where you are from, for you are from everywhere and nowhere. You are from everywhere and nowhere. You have a home, but it is not there. It was never there for you. You were never allowed to see. You were born a refugee. And this is what it is to be Palestinian. This is what it is to be Palestinian. This is what it is to be and be and be and not be. Thank you.
Ette saaneet ääntänne, sinä ja 3 muuta. Myöhästyit. Herätyskello pysähtyi, juna jätti. Luit kirjaa sattumasta, pyöreästä muodosta. Äänet oli jo jaettu. Sinulle eivät kelvanneet kolahdus, sykreisin sirinä tai valaat rumahdukset. Et saanut äänestystä keneltäkään, minkään kielen eläimen korahdusta, vaikka pyysit. Ystäväsi ottivat ukkosen jyrähdyksen, putouksen helinän ja pelikaanin huudon. Kuuntelet korvat toiveikkaana, tähtikirkkaana, ei vieläkään mitään, et käännä selkäsi maailmalle, joka ajan sinulle ääntäsi. Jäässä on kuplia, peilejä, linssejä päällekkäin, limittäin ja poikittain. Punainen tihkuu ruumiini läpi, valo, lattearintainen jää, teltalla luuranko. Tämä on eetteripäivä. Jäästä tullut tunne. Tasainen valo on vääntynyt. Tunnen, mutta kuulle on minussa. Luojan tähden, pitäkää huolta omaisistamme. Olet hukkua aaltoihin, sukellat yhä syvemmälle pintaasi. Odotat sadetta, mutta näet ikkunan, jossa valot välähtävät. Nimesi katkeaa, kun kutsun sinua kynnyksellä. Sukusi, se allas, jää ulkopuolelle. Täällä ei ole enää ketään. Raja on vanhentunut. Niin kuin kaikkialla muuallakin, pojat tulevat mupoineen rannalle. Tytöt soutavat vihreällä veneellä. Sorsat tekevät sitä, mitä aina tekevät keväisin. Veden pinnalle jää kuva heistä. Kun viimeinen lapsi, lintu ja kukka katoaa, toivokin. Minä istun rannalla, ajattelen rauennutta rajaa, katkaistun hermon päätä, taloa, jonka seinä on pudonnut. Ratsumiehet tulevat rannalle rajoista. Ei ole mitään kerrottavaa. Puhallan kaiken puheen pois. Kiitos. Thank you.
Is there a stand I could have? Thanks. Hello, how are you? What a great, great set of poets, right? And musicians, like, whoa. It's an honor to be here in a place called Pittsburgh. I want to begin with a poem that I did for Maxine Green about peace, because in the 20th century, we had 105 million war dead. And we're trying to continue that in this century. I was in Hartford, Connecticut, and I did a workshop with young high school students. And at the end of the workshop, we joined hands, and a 17-year-old student said, Professor Sanchez, I'd like to share with you something that happened to me 2 weeks ago because I feel so secure in this arena. He said, I walked up to my teacher and said, could we have a conversation about peace? And my teacher called me a terrorist. And we worked with him during the week, and that Friday he read a poem, and everyone gave him a standing ovation, and he was saved, and that teacher was saved also. Peace, a poem for Maxine Green. Peace, what is it? Is it an animal, a bird, a plane, a mineral, a color, a drum beat, do-ba-ba, do-da-da-da-ba, do-da-da-da-dee? Is it a verb, a noun, an adjective, a prophet with no pockets, circling our paragraph lives, do-ba-ba, do-da-ba, do-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba, 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 ba-da-ba. Du Bois said the cause of war is the preparation of war. Du Bois said the cause of war is the preparation of war. I say the cause of peace must be the preparation of peace. I say the cause of peace must be the preparation of peace. Blah, blah, blue. Blah, blah, blue. Blah, blah, blue, 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 blue. Shall I prepare a table of peace before you in the presence of mine enemies? Shall I prepare a table of peace? Will you know how to eat at this table? Ski-dee, ski-dee. Where are the forks of peace? Where are the knives of peace? Where are the spoons of peace? Where are the eyes of peace? Where are the hands of peace? Where are the tongues of peace? Where are the children of peace? Peace, 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 peace. Is peace an action, a way of life? Is it a tension in our earth body? Is peace you and I seeing beyond bombs and babies roasting on a country road? Peace, peace, peace must not be still. We have to take it on the road, marching against Pentagon doors, lurking up obscenity. Peace must not find us on our knees while a country holds hostage the hearts and penises of the workers. Bleed, 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 bleed. Da-boom, 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 da-boom. Can you say peace? Can you resurrect peace? Can you house the language of peace? Can you write a sermon of peace? Can you populate the chords of peace? Peace. A long time ago, someone said, I think, therefore I am. A long time ago, someone said, I think, therefore I am. Now we say preemptive strikes, therefore we are. Now we say preemptive strikes, therefore we are. Boom, boom, boom. Can you rise up at the sound of peace? Can you make peace lighter than air? Can you make peace sing like butterflies until peace becomes the noise of the planet? Until peace becomes the noise of the planet. MLK knew that the universe is curved ultimately towards justice and peace. I know as MLK knew that the universe is curved ultimately towards justice and peace. For war is the sanction of failure. For war is the sanction of failure. Martin said a riot is the language of the unheard, and I say a terrorist bomb is the language of the unheard. How to make the unheard heard without blowing themselves and the world up? How to make the unheard heard without blowing themselves and the world up? Most deaf says speech is my hammer, bang my world into shape, now let it fall. I say peace is my hammer, bang my world into peace, and let it fall on the eyes of the children. Frère Jacques, do 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 do, Frère Jacques, do 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 do, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Rendezvous, ding ding ding, ding ding ding, ding ding ding, ding ding ding, ding 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 ding. Where are the forks of peace? Where are the knives of peace? Where are the spoons of peace? Where are the eyes of peace? Where are the hands of peace? Where are the tongues of peace? Where are the children of peace? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? You, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? After we perform, I want to talk to someone about a peace mural that we're doing in a place called Philadelphia. They said they wanted to do a mural for me, and I said, let us do a peace mural to begin to let our children understand when they walk on the streets of Philadelphia, they will see peace, peace, peace. I was, I taught for 40-some years in the university, and one of my students came in one day and said, I'm getting married, Professor Sanchez. She was 17. You and I know no one at 17 needs to get married. No one at 18 or 19 or 20 or 21 or 22 or 23 or 24 or 25 or 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Maybe by 30. But, she did what she did. And we rescued her one night in an apartment on Amsterdam Avenue when she had tried to commit suicide. And we went in, my students and I, and rescued her and brought her back from taking pills. This is called, what I wrote for her, a ballad after the Spanish for Maria. Forgive me if I laugh. You are so sure of love. You are so young, and I, too old to learn of love. The rain exploding in the air is love. The grass excreting her green wax is love. And stones remembering past steps is love. But you are too young for love, and I too old once. What does it matter when or who I knew of love? I fixed my body under his and went to sleep in love. All trace of me was wiped away. Forgive me if I smile, young heiress of a naked dream. You are so young, and I too old to learn of love. Once, what does it matter when or who I knew of love. I fixed my body under his and went to sleep in love. All trace of me was wiped away. Forgive me if I smile, young heiress of a naked dream. You are so young, 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 young. Too old to learn of love, to learn of love. Poem for some women. Hard poem about a woman who took a child to a crack house. Huh? I'm all right. I say I all right. What you looking at? I say I'm all right, doing okay. I'm still writing, producing on the radio. Who I fooling? I'm just a little ill now. Just got a little Jones. Habit. Took my 7-year-old to the crack house with me on Thursday. Beautiful girl, prettiest little girl her mama done ever seen to her. So she understand why I so late sometimes with her breakfast, dinner, bedtime meetings, bedtime love. Wanted her to know how hard it is for me, you know, a single woman out here on her own, you know. So I took her to the crack house where this man, this dog, this former friend of mine lived. Wouldn't give me no crack, no action, even when I opened my thighs to give him some again for the umpteenth time. He said no, all the while looking at my baby, my pretty little baby, and he said, I want her, I need a virgin. Your things too loose, you had so much traffic up there, you could park a truck up there and still have room for something else. And he laughed, and he laughed, and he laughed, and he laughed this long laugh, and I looked at him and the stuff he was holding in his hand, and you know, I couldn't remember my baby's name. He held the stuff out to me, and I couldn't remember her birth date. I couldn't remember my daughter's face, and I cried as I walked out that door. What's her name? Puddin' Tang. Ask me again, tell you the same thing. Couldn't even hear her screaming my name as he tore into her pretty little panties. Prettiest little girl you done ever seen. Prettiest little mama's baby you done ever seen. Bought my baby this pretty little leather jacket off the street when I went to pick her up on Sunday. 7 days later, walked right up to the house, opened the door, saw her sitting on the floor. She said, Mama, they hurt me. I wanna go home, Mama. Shortening bread. Mama's little baby loves shortening. Mama's little baby loves shortening bread. Put on the jacket. Mama's little baby loves shortening bread. When we got home, she wouldn't talk to me. She just sat and stared. Wouldn't watch the TV when I turned it on. When we got home, she just stared at me with her eyes, dog-like, just said, looked at me with her eyes till I had to get out of there, you know. My baby ran away from home last week. My sweet little shortening bread ran away from home last night. And I dreamed she was dead. I dreamed she was surrounded by panthers who tossed her back and forth, nibbling and biting and tearing her up. My little shortening bread ran away from home last week. Peekaboo, 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 I see you and 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 you Last piece is a piece called Middle Passage. It talks about the insanity of the enslaver and the enslaved. It was the coming. It was the coming that was bad. It was the coming across the ocean that was bad. It was the coming. It was the coming. It was the coming that was bad. It was the packing of lost in ships that was bad. It was the packing of all lost in ships that was bad. It was the coming. It was the coming. It was the crossing. It was the crossing. It was the coming. It was the coming. It was the crossing. It was the crossing. It was the crossing that was bad. It was the raping. 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 The raping that was bad. It was the silence. The silence. The noise. The noise. The silence. 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 The noise. The noise. The silence. It was. I am. It was the boat. It was the boat. It was the boat. It was the ship. It was the ship. It was the landing that was bad. It was the landing that was bad. It was the landing that was bad. It was the standing on auction blocks. It was the standing on auction blocks. It was the standing on auction blocks that was bad. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Please. Oh, Lacoon. Oh yeah, Lacoon, Dambala, Jehovah, God, Jesus, Okun, Shango, Jesus, Master. It was the giving birth that was bad. It was the giving birth that was bad. Every 9 months. Shall be, I am, I was, shall be, I was, I am, oh, mama, baba, they don't know what to do here, do there. You want to know who I am, huh? Want to know who I am, huh? Can't you see who I am, huh? Can't you see who I am, huh? Can't you see who I am? Don't you know who I am? Don't you know who I am? Can't you see who I am? I am. What? Where are you, America? Where are you? There you are. Thought I lost you. There you are. Looking at me. I'm not looking at you. You're looking at me. Whatever I remember, I forget. Whatever I forget, I remember. Whatever I don't want to remember, I forget. Whatever I want to forget, I remember, I remember, I remember, I remember. I am here, they're here, I am here, they're here, I'm here, they're here. Love, 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 love. What is it, America? What is it, America? Love, 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 love. You don't know, you know, you know we know, you know we know, you don't know, you don't know, you know we know, you know we know. It was the coming, the coming, the coming that was bad. It was the coming, the coming, the coming that was bad. Across oceans, across seas, across eyes staring. It was the coming, 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 coming. Dying, 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 dying. Living, 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 dying, living, coming, dying, living, dying, living, living. How to live, how to live, how to live, how to live, how to live. African, how to love, how to live, how to live. Whites, how to live, how to live, how to live. Latinos, how to live, how to live, how to live. Asians, how to live, how to live, how to live. Gays, how to live, how to live, how to live. Lesbians, how to live, how to live, how to live. Jews, how to live, how to live, how to live. Muslims, how to live, how to live. Chicanos, how to live, how to live. Native Americans, how to live, how to live. African Americans, how to live, how to live, how to live, 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 how to love, 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 live, 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 love, love, live, love, 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 live, live, love, love, how to live, 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 live,
Sonia Sanchez.
I did 10 haiku for a great percussionist and a great friend named Max Roach. And the second haiku, our dear brother asked me to read it, and then each one will translate it in her own language, and then I will say it again. The second haiku for Max says, "Your sounds exploding in the universe return to earth in prayer."
In Arabic, that would be صوتكم يدوي في الكون ويعود إلى الأرض كصلاة.
In Finnish, äänesi tutkii maailmankaikkeuden paluuta maahan rukoillakseen.
In Russian, твой звук, взрываясь во Вселенной, возвращается на землю молитвой.
for Max. Thank you, my sister. Your sounds exploding in the universe return to earth in prayer, and I teach my students that you can go backwards with it. The earth in prayer, in the universe, return your sounds exploding. Thank you so much.
Poets, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on before you go anywhere. Wait. Hold on. We have to do something quickly. Sonia, can you come back up? You're reminding us that good things come in small packages.
I'm tall.
Yes, ma'am. We're celebrating her 77th birthday. So can we all sing, ladies and gentlemen? There's your pin. Ready? We're going to sing happy birthday to Sonia Sanchez. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And before we continue with the remaining part of the concert this evening, that's okay, we don't need that. It is, we're going to read our raffle award winners now, which you can pick up your awards in the lobby at the merchandise table. So please have whatever tickets you have ready. Our first bag winner, number 1, our first winner is Rose Moriarty, who has won a limited edition Writers in the Garden book, family level membership for the Carnegie Museum of Pittsburgh, and the City of Asylum t-shirt. Congratulations, Rose. Next, our bag award winner is Chris Centilor. He was won an Oliver Lake Steel Quartet CD, $25 Bistro to Go certificate, and a one-night stay. That's the best part. At the Parador Inn, bed and breakfast over on Western Avenue. Congratulations, Chris. Bag number 3 award winner. Won tonight is Autumn Ferrole, who has won a signed copy of She Devil in the Mirror by Horacio Castellanos Moya, who is also, she won 2 tickets to the South Park Theater production of Godspell and $25 gift certificate from Atreus. Atreus? Atreus. How do you say it? Atreus. Thank you. Atreus. Congratulations, Autumn. And then finally, last for the evening, our bag 4 winner is Peter Jones. There you go, Peter. Who has won a season pass to the Prime Stage Theater, a signed copy of Dances with Snakes by Horacio Castellanos Moya, and a City of Asylum t-shirt. Congratulations to our award winners. One round of applause for all. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to show you some pictures of Sampsonia Way and the places that our poets are living, and a chance to see them and to remind you what City of Asylum's mission is. And finally, after this is going to conclude the rest of our show tonight with Oliver Lake and Tar Baby. They're going to come and return to take their final set for the evening. City of Asylum in Pittsburgh's mission is to create a thriving community for writers, readers, and its neighbors. It provides sanctuary to endangered literary writers like Ket Mar and Israel Centennial, who we met tonight, so that these writers can continue to write and their voices are not silenced. And it uses programs based in the literary arts and cross-cultural exchange to transform a cluster of dilapidated buildings into an anchor for neighborhood economic and cultural revitalization. City of Asylum, his newest project is Alphabet City, the literary center. It will be built on the site of the former Manteca Bar, just right down the street on Monterey Street, close to where we're sitting now. It will include a bookstore, spaces for literary readings and seminars and writing classes, as well as a licensed cafe restaurant and 2 apartments upstairs for visiting writers. Alphabet City is intended to be a place that enriches the North Side and serves as a literary hub for all of Pittsburgh, hosting local, national, and international authors. You've heard about City of Asylum plans for Alphabet City, the last few concerts, but tonight we are happy to announce that thanks to the generosity of local foundations, City of Asylum has raised $2 million for the construction towards the center. And we are breaking ground this fall. If you belong to an organization that may be interested in working with our group, with City of Asylum, to develop programming at the new Literary Center, whether you live on the north side or anywhere in Pittsburgh, contact us. And of course, our contact information is in the program as well. In addition, City of Asylum also publishes a free online magazine called, of course, Samsonia Way. The magazine covers the local writing scene and also defends freedom of expression worldwide. It has 20,000 monthly readers from all over the world. Because 2 years have elapsed since its original zoning approval, our project for our new construction is getting reapproved for zoning. If you are my Northside residents, my friends and neighbors, come on out to our Central Northside Neighborhood meeting on Monday night to put your voice towards it and hear what we're going to plan to do. Tonight marks City of Asylum Pittsburgh's 7th annual jazz poetry concert. Once again, our concert is free. And one way we contribute is being able to make it free is thanks to many of our donors and sponsors this evening. Our lead sponsor this year, as many years in the past, is Bank of New York Mellon. For 7 years now, jazz poetry has also received major support from the Queequeg Foundation, as well as the Pennsylvania Council of the Arts and National Endowment for the Arts. City of Asylum, of course, depends on many of its volunteers. Chief among them is Dave Bjornsson, who is our technical guru. Kristen, Laura, Mike, all of our friends backstage, upstage, and have helped us work this evening. He and his crew spend months making sure the stage, the sound and video, the lighting, everything works tonight successfully. Of course, there are many others who are wearing our City of Asylum t-shirts. T-shirts, there we go. Look, there it is. Good timing. Volunteers have set up chairs that you're sitting in. They staff the registration area in the lobby, and they're even coordinating the concert itself. Also, many of our Northsiders have opened up their homes and putting up with our writers and letting them stay there for as long as they need over the weekend. And, of course, letting us use their gardens for the writers in the garden that occurred early on this afternoon. There are too many people to mention, but on behalf of City of Asylum and everyone here tonight, please know that we care and to thank you so much for all of your help and your volunteering with us tonight. In addition to our volunteers, we've received the financial support of many individuals who sponsor music and writers this evening. Your support has been vital to making tonight's performance successful. If you like what you hear in your program, there's the envelope. It's a free gig, my friends. And we hope to continue making it free, but we would like for you to be able to make a donation for us into that envelope, leaving it out there for you in the lobby or mailing it in, whatever's the easiest way for you. In the registration area, you can also find CDs and books by tonight's musicians and our writers. On that note, my friends in the audience, my friends from around the world watching us on webcasts live right now, let us welcome back our friends this evening are magical people. And I tell you what, let's get a fun way to welcome them back. We're going to say "oh" on the count of 3 in order to get Oliver Lake and Tar Baby's attention from backstage. Okay? All right, on the count of 3, let's welcome back Oliver Lake and Tar Baby. 1, 2, 3. Welcome, musicians.
Wow, it's good to be back, Pittsburgh. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for coming out. Yeah. Oh! And I want to remind you that we have recorded and we have CDs for sale. So we would like for you to purchase the CD when you leave. Also, I have a new book of poems out called If I Knew This. You can also purchase that on your way out. We're going to do one more piece before we end the night. I see she's yawning in front of me. So we're going to do one piece. Thank you. Now she waits on the drum. Orrin Evans on piano. Eric Rivas on the bass. Tar Baby. My name is Oliver Lake. Thank you, Pittsburgh. Thank you, Pittsburgh.
Thank you so much for coming out tonight, my friends, my writers in the garden, Israel Sincheno, Kat Marr, Sonia Sanchez, Tommy, Alessandra Petrova. Thank you so much for being here tonight. If you like what you've heard, make sure to let us know somehow. Make sure to put a donation in for it. Thank you, all my friends. We hope to see you again this year. By the way, we didn't tell you about the Flying Walendas, did we? Nah. We tried to cover all the arts, but we couldn't get theater in there, except that one. So we're here. Hope to see you next year. Thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen. Take care.